Most of us have the same wish for our parents. Not a facility, not an institution, home. Their own routine, their own life, for as long as that is genuinely possible. That wish is worth taking seriously, and it's more achievable than a lot of families realize, especially now with the tools that are available. Today we're talking about aging in place, what it actually requires to work, and how AI is helping families make it happen longer and more safely than they ever thought they could. This one is a little more hopeful than the last few. You've earned it. Aging in place sounds simple. Stay home. But there's a difference between staying home and aging in place well. And that difference matters enormously for your parents' quality of life and for your own peace of mind. Aging in place well means maintaining independence, dignity, and genuine quality of life in a familiar environment. It means your parent isn't just physically present in their home, they're actually living there, engaged, connected, safe. Home carries something that no facility can replicate. It's memory, it's identity. It's the chair they've sat in for the last 30 years, and the neighborhood they know by heart, and the routine that tells them who they are. Research consistently shows that older adults who age in place maintain better cognitive function, better emotional health, and better overall well-being than those who move into institutional settings. The goal isn't to hold on forever. Circumstances change, needs change, and there are situations where a different arrangement is truly the right answer. We talked about that last week. The goal is to extend the window, to make the home work as long as it genuinely can. What makes that possible isn't magic, it's 4 things, and AI can help with each one of them. The first pillar is safety, and it's where most families need to start. Falls are the leading cause of injury in older adults, and the majority happen at home. What makes this tricky is that hazards accumulate so gradually that they become invisible to people who live with them every day. The throw rug that's been there for 15 years. The bathroom without grab bars that's always been fine. The dim hallway light that nobody ever thought to change. AI is genuinely useful here as a home safety assessment tool. You don't need to hire someone or buy an expensive consultation. You can describe your parents' home in detail and get a specific practical risk analysis back. Here's the prompt. I want to make my parents' home safer for aging in place. If you want, you can mention their age, that might help. Their home has, and describe the layout, the flooring, everything about their home. If you want to take it one room at a time, that might be best. They have, and describe any of their mobility, vision, balance, or cognitive challenges. Please give me a room-by-room safety assessment and a prioritized list of modifications to consider, starting with the highest risk areas. What you'll get back is specific and actionable, not a generic checklist, a tailored assessment based on your parents' actual home and actual situation. You can take that list to a handyman, share it with family, or work through it yourself over time. AI can also help you research and compare safety technology, medical alert systems, fall detection devices, smart doorbells, medication dispensers, motion sensor lighting. There's a lot out there, and it can be overwhelming to look at. Ask AI to explain the options, compare them, and help you figure out what makes sense for your parents' specific situation and their budget, or yours, before you spend $1. The second pillar is health management, and this is where a lot of caregivers feel the most overwhelmed. When you're supporting an aging parent from a distance, or even just between visits, staying on top of their health requires tracking a significant amount of information. Medications, appointments, symptoms, changes, what the doctor said last time, what needs to be followed up on. AI helps you build simple systems that gets this out of your head and into something reliable. We've talked about this before too, but it's worth mentioning again. Start with medications. If your parent takes multiple medications, and most older adults do, a clear, readable schedule makes an enormous difference, both to them and for anyone helping them. Here's the prompt. My parent takes the following medications and lists each medication, the dose, and frequency. Please build a simple medication schedule showing what to take, when, and whether it should be taken with food, and any other important interactions to be aware of. Format it so it's easy to read for an older adult and easy for me to reference quickly. Beyond medications, consider keeping a simple ongoing health log. Not a medical record, just a brief weekly note that lets you track patterns over time. Changes in energy, appetite, mood, mobility. Things that might be easy to dismiss in isolation, but tell a story when you look at them across weeks. Here's the prompt. Help me create a simple weekly health log for my aging parent that I can update in 5 minutes during or after each visit with them. I want to track energy levels, appetite, mood, mobility, sleep, and any new symptoms. The goal is to notice changes over time and be able to report specifics to their doctor, rather than just saying something like, "Something seems off about them lately." That last piece, being able to report specifics, is more valuable than it sounds. Doctors have limited times at your appointments with them, so walking in with a pattern instead of a vague concern gets a better response every time. The third pillar is connection, and it's the one that surprises people the most when they learn how much it matters. Social isolation and loneliness are among the most significant threats to healthy aging. The research on this is sobering. Chronic loneliness is linked to accelerated cognitive decline, depression, weakened immune function, and significantly higher mortality risk. Your parent might seem fine on the surface, but if their world has gotten smaller, if they're not driving, not getting out, not seeing people regularly, isolation can be accumulating quietly. AI won't replace human connection. Nothing replaces the people in your parent's life. And the most important thing you can do in this area is actively cultivate those connections. Regular visits, phone calls, helping them stay involved in things they care about. But AI can supplement that. It can offer something to talk about, something to engage with on the days between human contact. And for parents who are curious and enjoy conversation, it can be genuinely engaging. Here's a prompt that your parent can use directly. Not you, them. I'd like to have a conversation about something they love, maybe their childhood, their career, a hobby, a time period they remember fondly. Please ask me questions and be genuinely curious. Recalling and narrating memories exercises the brain in meaningful ways. For parents with early cognitive challenges, this kind of engagement has real value. Your role here is helping them get started, setting up a simple interface they can actually use, sitting with them the first few times until it feels natural to them, and then checking in on how it's going. The fourth pillar is coordination, and this is where things fall apart most often in families managing aging in place. Information silos. Everyone has one small piece of the picture and nobody has the whole thing. You know what the doctor said last month. Your sibling knows about the prescription change. Their neighbor who checks in knows about the fall that almost happened. Nobody has put it all together. A simple care summary document solves this. One place, one page, that anyone who needs to step in can read and get caught up to speed immediately. Not just for emergencies, for everyday coordination between everyone involved in your parent's life. Here's the prompt. Help me create a one-page care summary for my aging parent that I can share with family members and any care providers. It should include the following: current medications and dosages, key medical history, upcoming appointments, emergency contacts, daily routine and preferences. Keep it clear and easy to scan quickly. Print it, share it, update it quarterly, or whenever something significantly changes. Give it to anyone who might need to step in, a sibling, a neighbor, a backup caregiver. In an emergency, this document is the difference between chaos and a smooth handoff. One more thing worth talking about: aging in place isn't a permanent setting, it's a commitment to revisit. Circumstances change, needs change. A plan that worked beautifully last year might be straining under the weight of new realities this year. Building in regular assessment rather than waiting for a crisis to force your hand is one of the most protective things you can do. Here's the prompt. Help me create a simple quarterly checklist for evaluating whether my parents' aging in place arrangement is still working. What areas should I be assessing? What questions should I be asking? And what signals should prompt a more serious conversation about changing the plan? Put it on your calendar. 4 times a year, 10 minutes. Run through the checklist, have an honest conversation with yourself, and ideally with your parent, about how things are going. If the conversation reveals things that are shifting in a direction that needs addressing, you're not starting from zero. You've been watching, you have data, and you have the framework from last week's video on how to have that conversation. That's what a plan looks like. Not a single decision made once, but an ongoing commitment to paying attention. Aging in place isn't just a living arrangement. It's a statement about what we believe older people deserve. Their own space, their own story, for as long as that is genuinely possible. AI won't do the caring is yours. But in the hands of someone who already loves their parents, these tools can be the difference between a plan that's held together by hope and one that's held together by structure. And the structure is what makes hope sustainable. This month we've covered a lot of ground together. Burnout, the practical load of caregiving, the hardest conversations, and today something more hopeful. The possibility of more good time in a place that feels like home. I hope something in this series has been useful to you wherever you are in this journey. You're doing something hard and important. Don't forget to take care of yourself while you're taking care of everyone else. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Is your parent aging in place? What's one thing that's making it work? And what's your biggest challenge? If this month's series has resonated with you, please subscribe. I post new videos every week on using AI to navigate midlife with a little more grace. And next month, something completely different. We're leaving caregiving behind for a little while and stepping into new territory, midlife transitions. I know you all are dealing with these. AI can help you navigate all of it. If you're in the middle of reinventing yourself or wondering who you are now that the landscape has changed, this series is for you. I'll see you there.